What's up, everybody? Dan the Man here, back with another video, and just a little forewarning. I don't know how long this is going to be, so if it ends up being very long, then I'm sorry, but I feel right now I need to vent a little bit, and so yeah, I don't know how long it's going to be, and I apologize for that. So anyway, this is going to be a video response to Anthony and his video titled Depression, and I watched your video, I think like it was like 3 or 4 days ago, and it hit me. And it really hit me because it reminded me a lot about what I had to deal with growing up, my childhood, and that depression. And a lot of the examples you gave, and once again, I just easily related to. And I wanted to make a video response, but I just, for one reason or another, didn't at the time, and now I feel I just woke up like 20-something minutes ago, and for some reason, I just feel like I have to right now. So, but yeah, and I'm first of all, I'd like to say that I'm happy that you overcame your depression and eventually became a better person for it. As you say now, you're more outgoing and you're more extroverted and stuff like that. The difference between me and you, however, is while I overcame most of my childhood depression, I still honestly suffer from depression from time to time, and to be perfectly honest, I'm what you would call introverted, even today. And for many years, I never understood why. I never understood why I was, and for the longest time, I've been trying to change that and trying to basically find out the source of why I am who I am. And it's hard when you really have nobody around you to basically help you with that, and or maybe get to the bottom of why that is, because growing up I didn't have a lot of friends. I really didn't. I had some close friends, and to this day I still have one close friend from my childhood, but he lives in a different state, so it's not like I can talk to him a lot and basically be the close friends that we probably should be. So, but I also want to kind of like give a little bit of a backstory to myself, kind of like what you did. So, and also for the record, I'm not a professional at this. I might look away from the camera from time to time, and I might ramble on and on. So I apologize for that. Basically, and I know this probably won't make sense at first, but whenever I look around on the internet, whether it's on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, wherever it is on the internet, and I see people talking about their parents, and they tell them it's mostly about their anniversary, and like, happy anniversary, mom and dad, blank number of years going strong, I love you guys, and all that sort of stuff. It makes me feel good for those people, because I have no idea what that feels like. Because my parents divorced when I was 3 years old, and I have no memory whatsoever of my parents being together. All I got are pictures. And pictures are great, but there's no feeling attached to some pictures unless you were able to remember it or feel it for yourself, and I don't. My early childhood memories are basically my parents being divorced, my parents fighting, and basically living with my grandparents for many years, with my mother. And I think that might have been the source, or maybe the catalyst, of my eventual childhood depression. Because then, for many years after that, I wasn't really sociable, and to this day, I'm still not extremely sociable. And once again, I have never understood why that is, why I am who I am, why I'm like that. Because, and I think, actually, now that I think about it, maybe it has something to do with the fact that growing up, I didn't have a lot of people didn't like me. I didn't have a ton of friends, and I never understood why that was. I never understood why that was. Was it because of what I liked? Because, like you said in your video, growing up, you liked things you didn't, that a lot of other people didn't like video games and comic books and stuff like that. But I never really understood why you would look down on someone for liking something like that, because stuff like that, it's just a hobby. It's just something that somebody likes. Like, I would never look down on someone for liking like a type of music, a movie, a game, or just at certain activities. I mean, I'll be against certain activities, don't get me wrong, but I'm never going to look down on someone and treat them like shit for that. And people did that to me growing up, and I never understood why, and that probably led more to me being introverted, so to speak. And that lasted throughout, honest to God, most of my childhood, all the way up through high school. And high school, I started to get a little better. Like, I had some friends, but it's nothing like you would say they were close friends, per se. And honestly, I don't even really talk to anyone from my old high school anymore. And maybe the reason for that is because me being who I am, that they didn't really care for that, or they would hope I would change. I mean, I don't know. Once again, I don't know, because no one's ever bothered to really sit down and talk to me about this stuff and really try to get to the bottom of why it is. Because for years, I've tried to change myself. I've tried to be more outgoing. I've tried to get into certain things that other people were into, just to get people to accept me, just to be acknowledged. And it never felt comfortable to me. Now, I never gave in to like peer pressure that a lot of other kids have had to deal with, because I was that ignored. I never had the opportunity to deal with that because I was that ignored. Nobody pressured me into smoking. Nobody pressured me into drinking. Actually, drinking, as an example, and smoking, is, I was never interested in that, basically because what I had to deal with growing up. Most of my family were heavy smokers, and I never liked the smell, and I always thought it was disgusting, so I never got into that, and I was already pushed away from that at an early age. And same thing with drinking, because my uncle was an alcoholic, and from time to time I was abused. Not abused in the way that my life was in danger, but from time to time he'd hit me. I've been thrown into a car door, and I wasn't injured from that, but I remember him grabbing me, throwing me into a car door during one of his drunken tirades, and took several of my family members to hold him down. And then the one incident I will never forget was I remember this clear as day. This might sound really, really stupid, but this is exactly what happened that day, and I remember clear as day. Super Bowl 1999. I was down in the basement of my mother's house playing GoldenEye with the Nintendo 64, and my uncle was up there with one of his friends watching the game with my mother. My stepdad was out at the time. I don't remember what he was doing, but my uncle was really drunk, extremely drunk, and I was trying my best to help him because my mother asked me to help him, and he just grabbed me by the shirt right here, took his hand and went down my face. Like if Wolverine just slashed my face, and it was like this perfect slash right down my face. And when I looked in the mirror afterward, because I didn't know what he did, because I didn't really feel it. When I looked at my face, I broke down and was horrified. And the worst part about it is that I had to go to school the next day. I had to go to school the next day and deal with all the kids laughing at me, making fun of me. I wanted to put a bag over my face. That's how bad it was. I wanted to just take a paper bag that is the stereotype paper bag for school lunches, and I want to put it over my face. That's how bad it was. And see, that's the funny thing about my memory. There are things I remember clear as day, but then things I don't. I think I actually went home from school that day. I know I went home from school that day, but I think I stayed home for like a day or two until I went back in. I don't know who said what, but when I did eventually go back, people weren't as mean to me. I don't know if teachers said something or people generally just felt bad. I don't know. So yeah, kind of sorry for going off topic a little bit right there, but I never, even if I had to deal with peer pressure with those things, I was already pushed away from them because of those reasons. So, but yeah, and I wish I had people come to me and tell me the reasons why that they don't like me. That's the thing I always didn't like. I never understood, like, you don't like me. There's something wrong with me in your eyes. What is it? Maybe we can get to the bottom of it. Maybe I can change for the better. And no one's ever done that for me. Not a single person. And while I have overcome most of my childhood depression, from time to time, I still get depressed. And I'm still what you would probably call an introvert. Even to this day, I'm not the most sociable person. I've gotten a little bit better, I would say, but when I'm out in public, unless I'm in a comfortable environment, I'm going to be probably one of those awkward people you see just standing around. And you know what? I've always thought about it too, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe that's just who I am. Maybe I'm meant to be this type of person because, like I've said, I've tried to change. I've tried very hard to change, and I don't know why. I just can't. I really don't know. And I've met a lot of great people on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and including yourself, Anthony. And I don't remember who said this, but I remember reading it somewhere, and I think it was on Twitter. And this might seem really sad to people. I don't know if it might seem sad to you, but whoever else might be watching this, it might seem sad. But people who I've only met through the internet, whether it be the various sites I mentioned, maybe Xbox, PS3, however you name it, the people I played with and have met have been nicer to me than most of the people that I have known in person, even people who called me their friend. And once again, that might seem very, very sad. Might seem very lonely, might seem pathetic, but that to me, that's the absolute truth. And I don't know if I should name specific names because I don't know if they would feel comfortable with that. And I don't really want to equate them to a video like this, like it's not a very positive video. At least my video here, not saying your video, but to the people who I've met through specifically YouTube and people that I've talked to on Twitter I hope you know who you are. Your support, whether it's through watching my videos, whether it's just talking to me on Xbox or on Twitter or just on YouTube, it it means more to me than you will ever understand. It does. It's more than just simple, like, oh, it feels really good that somebody likes my stuff. No. It honestly makes me feel that I have some value and worth in this world. That people like me enough to want to know what I'm doing, want to talk to me, and uh, it'll mean more to me than you will ever understand. I'm forever grateful for all your support, whether it's for my YouTube videos, whether it's because you like playing with me on Xbox, specifically Xbox, because no one's really played on PlayStation 3 with me yet. But or whether it's watching, I started streaming a few days ago, and whether it's supporting me through that. I'm forever grateful for all the support I get, and it makes me happy. It really does, because once again, even to this day, from time to time, I get depressed about where my life's ended up because of certain decisions that I've made, because of certain actions that have happened, whether it be whether it be personally or through professionalism, like at my jobs. And makes me like, because there are days where I feel like I'm on top of the world. There are days when I feel really good and I feel like I'm making progress in life one way or another, and then there are days when I just sit and reflect about my life and I still get a little depressed. But yeah, I think that's about it. And yeah, I hope whoever watches this, if you actually watch the whole thing, I thank you. I appreciate it. And but yeah, I just wanted to make this video because Anthony, your video really hit home for me, and I want to put this as a video response, and you can choose to accept it. So yeah, that's about it, and hope everyone has a good one, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.